This is the last day of Q1, 2026. And this morning, I sat down to build this show. And I found three numbers that made me stop. And I'm not going to explain them yet. I just need you to see them. Check out these three numbers. Take a look on the screen, okay? $120 billion. Zero, $4.02. Same economy, same morning, three completely different signals. $120 billion. That is the amount investors just committed to one company in the largest private funding round in recorded history. Zero. That is the exact word the chair of the Federal Reserve used to describe private sector job creation. Those are his words. Those aren't my words. $4.02. This is what a gallon of regular gas costs right now, as of this morning, according to AAA. The first time gas has crossed $4 since 2022. Three numbers, two economies. One decision you need to make about which side of that screen you are on. And here's one more thing before we get into the data. At 10 a.m. Eastern this morning, the government drops the February JOLTS report, job openings data. We are going to be watching that number together on the show tomorrow. We're going to be talking about it. And I will tell you exactly what it means for your job search. Today is the last day of Q1 2026. We are going to be grading this quarter on air. And we are going to be mapping exactly where you need to be before Q2 begins tomorrow. This is the Daily Climb. I'm Antoine Wade. Let's look at the data. Let's get into the data, guys. I know you're ready for the data because you guys like the data. Data tells us all kinds of good stories, okay? Let's jump into it. Let's start with the biggest number in the room, $120 billion. OpenAI, they just closed the largest private funding round in the history of business. Not the largest tech round, the largest private round, period. Here is who is in it. Amazon, $50 billion. NVIDIA, $30 billion. SoftBank, $30 billion. Then a second tranche of $10 billion from Abu Dhabi's MGX Sovereign Wealth Fund. Co2, Thrive Capital, Altimeter Capital, D.E. Shaw, T. Rowe Price, and TPG. Total raised, $120 billion. Valuation, $730 billion pre-IPO. That's a lot of money, ain't it? Like, man, how come this company can raise so much money? I want to take you guys to a video, okay? Let's go to OpenAI CFO talking about the funding round. Let's get here real quick.
Has completed what I regard as the most successful fundraising round in history. Give us, please, a quick update of how it came together and some new investors that nobody knows about this very evening.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jim, a historic round. We're going to raise actually north of $120 billion. As we announced a few weeks back, strategics, NVIDIA, SoftBank, and of course, Amazon. But now we're coming with our financial investors. And what I'm really pleased about is we raise money all around the ecosystem. A16Z in kind of venture, late stage venture, TPG and PE, MGX on the sovereign side, and then these kind of blue chip mutual type complexes like T. Rowe and D. Shaw Ventures. And what I really wanted to show with the round is it didn't matter where you went. People really believed in this AI revolution and they wanted to put their money to work behind it.
Okay, so I do want to know, what's it like to work at the fastest growing company on earth and to really kind of handle the finances of the largest deal ever?
Well, I mean, first, it's a privilege. I mean, it's amazing to get to work every day with the best researchers on the planet doing some of the most extraordinary things. It's also complex. We're always doing a lot. And shout out to my finance team. We do it, and we do it with our technology, which is actually the thing that makes me most excited. We just did a hackathon last week, and seeing our own agents starting to work with us was incredible. And then beyond that, I get to work with amazing customers, amazing investors. And so I feel pretty lucky with what I get to do in life.
You heard it. Biggest funding round in company history, in business history. Now, I need you to understand something about this round. This is not a story about OpenAI. This is a story about where the money is going and what it means for jobs. OpenAI is targeting $600 billion in total compute spending through 2030. 600 billion. That is roughly 2% of the entire US economy deployed in one sector over 5 years. And that money has to be built somewhere by someone with their hands. Data servers, data centers, server farms, power infrastructure, fiber networks, cooling systems. That $600 billion creates jobs at every skill level. Engineers, electricians, project managers, HVAC technicians, network specialists, AI deployment architects. We are going to talk about exactly which roles and exactly what they pay later in the show. But right now, I need to show you the other side of this story, because this is where it gets real. This is where it gets real. Okay, I want to show you the other side of this story. Business Insider published a deep investigation this morning about what is actually happening behind these AI layoff announcements. Came across a story this morning in Business Insider. I was like, let me check this one out. Let me see what Business Insider is talking about this morning. And you know, my favorite news had the company on the first page talking about the sneaky truth about the wave of AI layoffs. That's the name of the article, so that you guys can go and read it. Since 2023, 92,000 job cuts at US companies were cited as being caused by AI. Nearly 2/3 of those came in 2025. That was last year, guys. But here's what those companies did not put in the press releases. Kathy Ross is a senior director analyst at Gartner. She's been studying this for years. Here's what she told Business Insider this week. Quote, most layoffs right now are not actually happening due to AI. They are part of a broader strategy to reinvest funds in AI, hoping for success down the line. That's what she said. And I'm gonna tell you like this, Gartner typically gets it right when it does its research. Let me translate that for you, the ladder climbers who's watching the show this morning. Companies are using AI as the reason to do something they were already planning to do. Reduce the cost of full-time human labor. And here's exactly how they are doing it. 29% of hiring managers said they reopened eliminated positions, but they reopened them as contract roles, not full-time. 55% of companies plan to increase contract workers in this H1 of 2026. That's the first half of 2026. There is a real person behind this data, a worker at a major tech company who went through exactly this. Laid off, AI investment cited as the reason, lost unvested stock on the way out. You know how you work for a company, you get all these stock options, and next thing you know, you're like, man, I'm going to be rich one day. So as soon as these vest, you don't get the opportunity for it to vest. So when you get laid off, all your unvested stock is gone. Goes back to the company. Within days, a third-party contractor company reached out to him, offering him the same role on the same team, without the benefits, without the equity, without the job security. He declined it. After a year searching, he returned to the same company in a lower rank, 1/3 less pay. His words, quote, my morale has taken an enormous hit. That is not a personal failure. That is a market signal, guys. The $120 billion round and the layoff to contractor wave are the same story told from two different angles. Capital is moving towards AI infrastructure. Human labor is being moved towards flexibility and disposability. Workers who understand this dynamic will negotiate differently, will protect their equity, will know what questions to ask before they sign anything. I want you guys to type signal in the chat if that connection just landed with you. Type signal in the chat. Type still processing if you want me to break it down even more.